Oh, Scourge coming in again, maybe one or two hit, but just too many there for them to be able to get in when coming in single file. And so we've got another Overlord coming out there, just probably for detection, or maybe trying to go right up the side and get some slyness down. The Citadel of Adun is there, so we're probably going to see Templar Archives before we see Speedlots. I would say, unfortunately, the Sly Overlord does not succeed once again, as the Corsairs are there. Unfortunately, the Corsairs have still yet to camp the 4th base. So we got a Spore Colony going up there, just clearly a tiny bit paranoid about those Corsairs, just wants them for support, or maybe also a bit scared of a DT drop. Even with the Overlords, you still like to have some protection there, just in case you're sending them off down the shops or whatnot. So there is the Templar Archives coming in. So this will be very bad for Grey, as although he's got a good amount of Hydralisks there with with Reaver dropships supported by Storms. That's something that Great's going to have to think seriously to come up with an answer for. Oh, the burrow there, very nice. It's only 100 gas and 100 minerals, people. It's worth it. They fly right by, and oh, the shuttle goes down. Perfect planning there. Wonderful use of burrow. Very underused. It is underused if you think about it. So few people go for burrow when they should, but that's why you go for burrow, people. So oh, another couple of Scourge trying to get in, not quite making it. I think one did actually get off there and hurt that Corsair a little bit. Now Corsairs finally do find the 4th base as they're running away from those Hydralisks. Slightly unfortunate for Great, but it is established enough that it's not a problem. It looks as if Ryan may be working on a 3rd base, actually. I could be wrong. And now we see what I believe are a line of Speedlots coming in to hopefully try and deal with these Hydralisks. Hydralisks moving out in 2 directions, quite fortunately, as the 2-directional push comes in. On this side, however, though, they are not doing well. There is a Lurker egg morphing and a Lurker already down, so this force of Zealots is repelled by the Hydra Lurkers there. And wonderful match we've got here today, people. Wonderful match. So there is the High Templar out and ready, and yes, we do have a well-defended 3rd coming out. Hydra's burrow while the Lurkers move into position and then unburrow. Wonderful use of such a simple little ability. Makes me happy. And so yes, Zealots chasing Hydra's legging it away from the Zealots, leaving one slyly there just as a little lookout post. Looks as if the Zealots are actually moving to one of the expansions towards the left. And I do believe we have the Hive coming up now as well. So one sunken colony there, but that is not going to do a lot to that force of Zealots coming to just romp everything. I think he's probably going to lose this hatchery. He'll probably just burrow his drones to stop them from dying. And now finally here comes the relief force, and there is the possible answer to the High Templar. The Queen's out for her. So yes, we do see the burrowed drones there. Very good play. And so, oh, getting the splat off there, the green slowy splat off on the Corsairs. Not really ideal placement, but this could be the counter to the High Templars. This might mean it's alright. Saving that expansion down at the side there with the incoming Hydralisk force. However, he has lost one of his expansions, so now we are down to 3 base versus 3 base again. Although it will be very easy for him to just plop down another hatchery there. We'll probably have another one down before the creep has re-emerged back into the ground, or however they explain the disappearance of creep. So we got a counter-attack of Hydras coming in now. We got the Hydra Lurker force slowly snaking their way up the battlefield towards their deaths, because all of this force will probably die, but at least they'll take down an expansion, we hope. So yeah, we got the Queens there for some Gooblob, and maybe even to take down the Reavers if they've got Broodling support yet. Psystorm going off, not ideal placement, only gets 1 casualty. Moving back, ooh, Queen's taking some fire from the Corsair. Psystorm goes off. Good Psystorms there, actually causing quite a lot of damage to the Hydralisks. Then a few Hydralisks getting caught away from the group, taken down by those Zealots. The Zealots are being slowed down by the Queen's ability though, and another good Psystorm takes that. So it looks as if that little push there has failed. So failing that, he's gone back to his main push here, but unfortunately, due to the ramp, those Hydras are just getting pelted by the cannons. One cannon manages to go down, but those overlords are going to start being attacked now, and so they have to wisely run away. We've got a shuttle in the area now, but not really enough Hydras around to cause it any grief. There is a Reaver in there, so things starting to hot up. Oh, and now coming in for the wounded hatchery again, the instant counterattack with those zealots. Thankfully, there are some Hydras arriving to be able to deal with that. Drones blocking the way so they can't escape, and just by a slither of health the hatchery survives, which will now be upgraded to a lair to give it a nice little hit point buffer so it doesn't instantly splat. We do have multiple shuttles now on the part of Ryan, so that's very interesting. We could see double drops at the same time, or possibly trying to set up a slight expansion with them. Not entirely sure. Both players have armies positioned near the center of the map now, with Ryan's forces coming down. They are going to meet this Hydra Lurker force that's there, and yes, it is the slight expansion. We do have a fourth base, so now it will be 4 versus 4. Well, 4 versus 5, sorry, I do apologise, it might even seem, but I'm sure they will be mined out at their mains in a little while. So now we do see this drop coming in. This is probably going to be a Reaver drop. This is not going to be good, especially with that wounded hatchery, and yes, it does pop in just one Reaver shot. That is not good. Whereas in the meanwhile, in the middle of the map, it looks as if a battle has been going in favour of the Protoss. It looks as if there's been some Psy Storms and some Reaver support there, and it's not good. But now, upgraded Zerglings, we have Cracklings, making sure this expansion does not go up, maintaining the macro advantage. They're very, very nice. Lurkers and Zerglings coming in to try and take this away, but the carrier gets it, causing a nice little bit of death, and maybe going to plunk it here. No, just going to try and get away, but it fails to get away, and the Reaver is lost thanks to the shuttle going down to the part of those Hydralists there. I apologise, I think I might have been calling shuttles carriers. I'm a noob, you hate me, I know, I'm sorry, I can't even tell left from right. Anyway, so we've got a little sly lurker there, not going to survive against that observer with the forces of those Dragoons there for support. So, looks like Great's going to be continuing with a lot of Hydras and Zerglings and Queens, which is a good mix of troops. And Lurkers, of course, how could I forget. But it looks like we've got another little push now on the left-hand side of the map. A lot of Templar there. We're going to see a lot of Storms. One Storm goes off there, not ideal placement, but he doesn't have to have ideal placement with the amount of high Templars he has. He can afford to be a bit lax with his placement, and only 4 Lurkers there. There probably are actually more than just what was on screen. And now we have an Overlord drop in the main base of Ryan. This is a great play from Great, doing a drop of his own, getting tired of the one being harassed. But now maybe doing a bit of a base trade. But thankfully there are forces of Great there to sort of ward this off. Unfortunately, Psy Storm's going off right on top of them, so the majority of them pop, and it looks as if Ryan has got enough forces in his main to fend off the Overlord drop. However, it looks as if Great does not have enough forces to stop this push, so it looks as if Great's going to lose one of his bases, but the main is going to be fine. But no, in the main the